cool, serene place to spend the morning. We got some steps to set on here. Got a guy playing guitar behind me. And we got the bridge over there. Oh, we got joggers. Just a cool Sunday morning out on the Mississippi River. I like all the locks on this gate here by the river. I guess they're really trying to get the point across. Don't go through this door. If this ain't river lock, well, there's the river. Oh, there's the locks. A lot of locks. We have chimes. It's probably one of the most picturesque places in New Orleans. Jackson Square with the cathedral in the back. And the river over here. I wanted to eat down there, but way too crowded this morning. Well, it is Sunday morning and there is a football game in town. All the Bears fans walking around. Bears and the Saints. That's a pretty church, regardless what team you're for.
Sunday morning, I wanted to start out the day at the famous Café du Monde to indulge in their famous beignets. However, it would appear that everyone else seemed to have that very same idea. You see, the Chicago Bears faithful were in town for the big game between the Bears and the Saints. I knew this because I had heard some of the Chicago faithful at the hotel's restaurant the evening before discussing the game. Well, at least I heard a woman nearly scream, "I am not walking to the Superdome from here!" Oh, come on. It's less than 2 miles.
Here we are in Jackson Square, which I'm assuming this is a statue of Andrew Jackson, being in Jackson Square. Now, from what I've always understood, if a statue has both of the horse's front legs raised, that means that the rider died in battle. Now, as all of us history buffs know, Andrew Jackson did not die in battle. Ooh, a misconception here. All right. Well, it looks cool anyway.
Now, in hanging out in the French Quarter in New Orleans, who thinks about the Irish? Well, apparently, I was.
Here's the Irish Cultural Museum in New Orleans. Come in here, it's got a lot of interesting stuff about the plight of the Irish in Ireland and in New Orleans. Kind of cool reading. It's also a bar. Good place, and a coffee shop. Ooh, a bar and a coffee shop. Good place to start out the day with, or in the evening with, whatever you like. Or just read about the plight of the Irish. Stuff over here, making myself busy, and got some stuff up here. Alright, pretty cool. Now I realize I'm in the French Quarter in New Orleans, but that doesn't mean I can't start the day out with some Irish coffee here.
And that was some mighty good stuff, too. Now, there's a little bar/coffee shop attached to the door there. And there, I had a cup of coffee that was just loaded with far more than just cream and sugar. You gotta love the Irish. And after a couple of cups of that stuff, I was greeting everyone with a hearty top of the morning to ya.
The Museum of death. Wow. I think I'll walk in there and say, wow, is it always this dead in here? Just to see if the guy will slug me. I would.
Okay, not your everyday normal museum here. You're going to find a few things in here that the Smithsonian might have left out. We've got embalming tools, murder weapons, and body bags. You know, your normal dead stuff. Now, I don't recall seeing any actual dead bodies, but I wasn't really looking though. In hindsight, I should have bought a t-shirt there. Okay, I had zipped over the swamplands by way of zipline and zipped across it on an airboat. But I had not yet paddled through the swampland. And that's where I was heading next. Now, be honest. Could there be a better way to enjoy the Louisiana swamps more than paddling your way through it? Ooh, I think not.
And I'm off on the kayak tour. Started back there. Assuming we're going this way. I could just do this without losing my phone or drowning.
This is just a slow, peaceful, shoulder-wrenching trip through the bayou. Now, I had never kayaked before, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But it was a lot of fun and wasn't all that, well, shoulder-wrenching. Although we went through some pretty tight spots. But for me, well, that was just all part of the fun. And as another added bonus, I saw an alligator or two. Now they were just chilling and paid us little attention. Because this brackish water is a mixture of fresh and salt water, my guide said he had seen a shark or two in that water in the past. The heck with sharks and alligators. My biggest fear was dropping my cell phone in that brackish water. Or worse yet, lagging behind and becoming that guy. No.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to go your own pace, you can. Just like stop occasionally. You know, don't be like that German couple that headed up the highway that one time. Yeah.
What's going on over there?
A bunch of squirrels.
Ah, squirrels.
Last time I was over here, I saw some raccoons. Yeah.
Wait, there's raccoons out here?
Hell yeah.
After paddling around for a couple of hours, I had worked up an appetite. So I tried to find a cool restaurant to indulge myself. But those darn bear fans pretty much had everything filled up. So I just got ready for my next big tour. Now I had booked the Lewd Spirits Haunted Tour and Bar Stops Tour. Now that name alone sounds intriguing, right? Of course, there's always preparation for these kinds of tours. And I prepared for this tour by sucking down a hand grenade. Now for this trip, the hand grenade seemed to be the trendy drink of the French Quarter. And I couldn't look down Bourbon Street without seeing at least 3 people lugging around those huge drinks. So, with my own hand grenade in hand, I didn't only want to hear about the ghost, I wanted to party with them. And I was ready to hit every bar in the French Quarter in order to do so. Now, a lot of folks had decided to take in this spirited tour. And my guide was a bit of a living spirit himself. The guy was full of all kind of one-liners and good cheer. And he wasn't afraid to let a few bad words slip out on occasion. I mean, this was a bar-hopping tour after all, right? Now, after sucking down another New Orleans favorite, the hurricane, during one of the stops, I was relishing in every tale of ghostly activity our guide was dishing out. Indeed, we heard of angry ghost, drunk ghost, happy ghost, and one ghost who was highly opposed to smoking. And somebody on our tour claimed that while in the restroom of one of the bars, the water faucet just suddenly turned on out of the blue. Oh yeah, they do that sometimes, our guide responded, like it was an everyday thing. Now these tours tend to get pretty social, and I wound up hanging out with a couple of cute little honeys after the tour at another bar, where we ignored the spirits and enjoyed a little bread pudding. Wow, I finally got something to eat.